Hello everyone and welcome to AEW Discussion. I'm your host and AEW enthusiast Dougie Doug. In today's episode I'm going to be discussing Dynamite January 17, 2024 edition. An edition of Dynamite that had a big world title match advertised, Hook versus Samoa Joe, and a match that was commercial free, which makes me think, why can't all TV matches be commercial free? But I digress. I don't know TV, but I do know wrestling, and with that we're going to get right into the action, starting with the TNT Title Match, Christian Cage versus Dustin Rhodes. And this was a competitive back-and-forth contest between two veterans of the game. Cage is rather the younger competitor in the ring these days, but Rhodes came into this with more years on him in both age and experience. The match was well-paced and made both stars look good in different ways. The TNT champion would successfully defended his title, although it did take a couple of kill switches for him to get the job done. So yeah, this was solid title defense here for Cage, and that's pretty much all there was to this one. No advancement on the feud between Cage and Edge, although you have to imagine that perhaps AEW is thinking about something for Revolution between those two guys. And what about Kill Switch himself, or Luchasaurus, whichever one you want to call him by? There was, does something happen between him and Cage between now and Revolution? I guess we'll just have to see. Penta and Commander versus Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. So this was originally supposed to be a six-man tag team match, but injuries to Ray Phoenix and Chuck Taylor prevented this match, basically made it a tag team match. And all four of these guys are capable of working at breakneck speeds, so this was a match full of quick sequences, exciting spots, and double team moves. However, match was not without its faults. When you have a pace as fast as the one when you have a pace that's as fast as the one in this match, you have a few awkward moments, but it doesn't impact the overall quality of the match. And after a solid outing, Beretta and Cassidy scored the win, but there was no time to celebrate as the Kingdom and Roderick Strong came out to confront OC, and a challenge was made for a international title match at Revolution. Now the match has not been made official, but you can imagine that it will be made official. This was the plan all along, with Strong taking on Cassidy. It was just a matter of when, not if, and it appears that the stage has now been set for that title match with Strong versus Cassidy at Revolution. That raises the question of when does Wardlow challenge for the AEW World title, because right now it's looking like a triple threat match at Revolution. It doesn't look like Wardlow's gonna slide in there as a fourth competitor, so when would that matchup happen? I guess we shall see. ROH six-man tag team title match, Mogul MC versus Bullet Club Gold. And the Mogul MC is a great stable of three completely different kinds of powerhouses, so it's always fun when they get a chance to work with three guys that they can toss around. This is an enjoyable trio is about to put the skills of all six men on display, with some assistance from Anthony Bollins to help combat Prince Styles' interference. White was able to pin Kane to claim the ROH six-man titles for Bullet Club Gold. So yes, Bullet Club Gold, new theme, and new champions. They are now the Ring of Honor six-man champions, so congrats to them. They got some gold. Although I do wonder what this means going what does this mean going forward for their potential partnership with the Acclaim, and also their feud with the Undisputed Kingdom? Guess we'll see how that one plays out. AEW World Championship match, Samoa Joe versus Hook, and the main event was presented commercial free thanks to a deal with the Suicide Squad game. So Joe and Hook were fully in the spotlight for this match. The Gold are there to double right at Joe in an attempt to gain an early advantage, but Joe anticipated that and fired back immediately. A massive back elbow from Joe stopped Hook in his tracks and completely changed the pace of the match. For the next couple of minutes, Joe would show Hook what the meaning of violence is. Hook got put through an announce table, but remained defiant and flipped him off, so Joe powerbombed him onto the apron, and just when it looked like he might be counted out, he made it back with 1 second to spare. Joe tried to end the match with a power slam, did not work. Tried to end it with a muscle buster, did not work, and Hook was able to mount a comeback, much to the surprise of Joe and the announcers. The Coquina Clutch would finally seal the deal for the champion. but he certainly was surprised about how much it took for him to put his challenger away. Hook woke up and decided to talk a little bit of trash, which led to him getting nailed with another Muscle Buster, but Hook, not knowing what's good for him, refused to stay down, and then Joe was about to lay him out again before Adam Page ran down to make the save, and the show ended with Heyman and Swerve both watching Joe walk up the ramp. Everything about how this was paced and laid out was designed for maximum entertainment, and it delivered that in every way. So Hook gets his first world title match, and you know what? He did good. He did not look out of place challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship. Meanwhile, Joe retains and moves on to Revolution for that triple threat match with him, Swerve Strickland, and Hangman Page. In conclusion, Wednesday's episode of Dynamite felt like a packed episode, so allowing the main event to breathe without the burden of commercials was a great way to end the show. Joe and Hook told an incredible story of a veteran who is still just as dangerous as ever, meeting a young man who might one day supplant him as the most dangerous competitor in AEW. Taz being on commentary for that match and that weight to the emotion of the situation, especially when Hook took a scary bump to the announce table. The main event stole the show, but every other match in the card was good on some level. The interviews and promos were also strong this week, so it's hard to point to any weak segments. The episode just seemed to have the right layout and participants, and more importantly, it actually ended on time instead of running over, so I guess that's evidence of a show that wasn't logjam with way too much content, and instead everything felt like it got time and was spaced out properly. And with that, we'll go and wrap up this episode of AEW Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below.